to bring you up to speed on some of our marketing activities, not only regionally but through our state activities in which the EDP currently participates. First, let me start with Bluegrass South. I think that you have heard me make reference to Bluegrass South on several occasions now. 8 counties that are working collaboratively together, including Boyle County. You have a regional profile that is there. I believe it's a 2-page document that basically gives the origins and the beginnings of Bluegrass South and what our targets are to work collaboratively together to market the region. 8 counties situated very advantageously between the Louisville and Lexington metro markets that have great access via several highway corridors, US 127 and 150 among them, to I-64, I-65, and I-75. We came together as colleagues, my counterparts in the other 7 counties, to determine that it was time, as Benjamin Franklin said many years ago in 1776, that we must all hang together, or most assuredly we will hang separately. So it was time for that region to come together and work cooperatively across county lines, because we share commerce, we share kinships, we share culture, we certainly share a workforce. And the Bluegrass South Regional Economic Development Coalition was born, in which all of our economic development organizations in those counties, as well as our communities, have been supportive. In addition to that regional profile, which details the work of Anderson, Boyle, Mercer, Garrett, Lincoln, Washington, Marion, and Taylor counties, you will also find a PowerPoint presentation printout, I believe, that includes, I believe in both of those profiles, as well as the presentation, gives you some specific numbers as to why we've banded together to work collaboratively to market our region, a new region, to business decision makers and site selection consultants. And those are the numbers which I think are very, very powerful. About 2 years ago, I heard a presentation by an international site selection consultant who made the statement that for any foreign direct investment projects looking at the United States, they started first and drilled down from this point, but started first with the 430 some odd metro statistical areas in the United States. Bottom line, what that meant to Jody Lassiter was Danville, Boyle County is never on their radar screen, because we're not a metro area. Certainly we are a micro area in tandem with Lincoln County, but that certainly is not going to put us in the position of competitiveness with metropolitan populations. So in computer language, it was time for a workaround. And Bluegrass South has given us the opportunity for a workaround. As a matter of fact, it raised the eyebrows of our recent Project Firefly visit, in which we could demonstrate that in our region, we not only have a population of just over 170,000, but we have a labor market area of 31 counties impacted by those 8 counties, with a total labor market area population of almost 1.3 million. Now that starts changing the picture when you make a contrast between 1.3 million versus just under 30,000 for Boyle County, the 111th county in size in the state, 182 square miles of real estate here in central Kentucky. And you'll also see here that our civilian labor force is just under 647,000 in population for the 8 counties, as well as a total available labor, which certainly has increased in all of those counties during the course of 2008-2009, of just over 70,500. So those numbers are what make a difference in demonstrating as a region, rather than as a community alone, how that we can support an industrial project, a business project, to provide the workforce when we have been competitive with other larger metro regions in the country. And certainly this gives us the capability to do some things and to show, particularly with the commuting workforce right now, that really it's easy to make a 45-minute drive and commute, particularly when you're comparing to metro areas where that's a short drive in most cases. 45 minutes, we have many employees driving from Somerset every day to Danville and vice versa, as well as from other areas in the region to Danville and vice versa. So we certainly believe that we attract a large workforce, and that shows that we can serve companies with an attractive, a deep bench of workforce that have skills that can serve them going forward. So Bluegrass South is really our template for working together and doing more in tandem together than what we could do alone. And I'm certainly glad to say that all of my counterparts in those other counties have welcomed this. Obviously, I've shared with you before that we've not only done some limited advertising, we don't do print advertising, we do not think that that is our best use of funds, but our #1 goal has been outside of the marketing to inbound consultants, and I've shared with you recently that we invited several Ohio consultants into the region just about 2 weeks ago for an event at the Wild Turkey Distillery in Lawrenceburg. Our event last year was at Maker's Mark. We like to say that if we have a region that is as high proof as ours, we might as well take advantage of it. So we were able to entertain several site selection consultants from the Ohio area in our region recently, 2 of which conducted a familiarization tour, what we call a FAM tour in the business of all 8 counties. Those consultants were key in the distribution and logistics and material handling sector, and we made contact with these consultants back in May when several representatives from the region went to the material handling and logistics trade show in Cleveland. So we're following up on those relationships that we have made previously and had the opportunity to bring those individuals into our communities to show them what our infrastructure, our assets, our possibilities are. And the value of working regionally is I know that when it comes to distribution and logistics, think about it, we have the bones and the muscle to be able to provide what distribution and logistics is looking for among all of those 8 counties that participate in Bluegrass South. Obviously, we have American Greetings, one of their top distribution centers in the country. Timberland, which is one of their more successful distribution centers. We have Wausau Papers Distribution Center. We have distribution and logistics not only for Berry Plastics on Lebanon Road, but we have the new Rock 10 that is on Service Lane. We certainly do more than our share for a non-interstate community in the area of distribution and logistics. That's one of our target areas, and so it was great to be able to conduct a FAM tour and show what we have available and who's already doing business, the name brands that are already doing distribution and logistics in our community. So Bluegrass South is the start by which we can put our money together and our resources together, not only financial resources but human resources, to market our communities prospectively. First, to identify a region, and then when we get them through the regional door, to talk about our communities. To do that, we've recently launched one of our first joint efforts, and that is to participate jointly in the Kentucky United statewide marketing cooperative, which is managed by the Kentucky Association for Economic Development, and one of our main partners is the Kentucky Cabinet for Economic Development as well. We are together Level 1 sponsors this year to the tune of $20,000. Why is that valuable to you as investors in the EDP? Last year, Danville alone was shelling out $10,000, I should say the Danville Boyle County EDP, shelling out $10,000 to participate at the 2nd level. I participated only in 50% of the events. I only got 50% of the information. This year, with my 7 colleagues, we're participating at the top level at $20,000, for which the Danville Boyle County stake proportionally is just over $3,500. So a savings of $6,500 to my budget that I can expend elsewhere in marketing for the benefit of business development. And we're able to carve up the 4 marketing missions that are taking place this year in Detroit, to which I go next week, and looking forward to market not only Detroit. Actually, I'm on the Canada team, so I'm going to be spending most of my time in the Maple Leaf country and marketing to business prospects in the Detroit, Canada, Windsor, Toronto area.